A couple of weeks ago, I did the unthinkable for many people. I sold my car. You see, I was driving a 7-seater diesel people carrier, and for a sustainability consultant, that really wasn't a very good look. Now, we picked that car at sort of the maximum level we thought we'd need. There's 5 in the family, so if we wanted to take one of the kids' friends or grandparents or somebody with us on a trip, we would need at least 6 seats. But in reality, those 2 extra seats were very, very rarely used. Then over the years, the older kids started becoming more independent. Far more of my business was being run via Zoom, and I realised that the 2 regular trips I was taking each week were to take youngest child to his football. So last year we bought a cargo bike, and that covered taking the kid to football, much more efficient, using 30 kilograms of bike rather than almost 2 tons of car. Then we found we were paying really quite substantial amounts of fixed costs: insurance, vehicle excise duty, MOT, servicing, and the depreciation on the car effectively, for something that we were barely using. So we got rid of the car. So what do we do in those days when we really need a car, or would quite like a car for a family trip like today? Well, that's where this comes in. We joined a car club. So whenever I want or need a car, I go to the CoWheels app, I look and see which car is available for the time slot I want, I book it, and then I go and pick it up. So once I've found the car, the smart card unlocks it. Something tall has been in here. Right, I believe there are 5 main advantages for a car club. First of all, the fixed costs are minimal. It's actually about 60 quid a year membership, and everything else is pay as you go. You pay an hourly fee, you pay a mileage fee, and that's it. That's all inclusive, fuel, everything. Secondly, all the admins take care for. I don't have to worry about MOTs and insurance renewals and servicing and all the rest. The third thing is these cars are much greener on average than the one I had at home. This is a hybrid. Most of them are either hybrids or there's a few electric cars around. The fourth and the big environmental benefit is that the embodied carbon in this car and the embodied cost of purchasing it, of manufacturing it and purchasing it, is shared amongst the car club owners. You know, CoWheels reckons that each one of these cars takes 18 cars off the road, which is phenomenal. And if you think that the average car spends 96% of its time doing nothing, this is a much more efficient use of resources. And the last thing is I can pick and choose the size of car I want. So I'm not using a people carrier to move 2 of us. Today we're going to go for a family trip of 5, so I've got a 5-seater. I can take a smaller car if it's just 2 or 3 of us, and if I want to, I can book a van, so it's much more flexible. The only disadvantage is I have to walk 5 or 10 minutes to pick up the car. It's not sat right outside my house. But given all those advantages, that's not a massive deal. In technical terms, we call this a product service system. And that's where you buy the service that a product gives you rather than the product itself. So I don't buy the car, I buy the service, which is transport on demand, that a car gives you. And it's much more sustainable because it disincentivizes the linear economy where you're just trying to pump as much stuff through it as possible. You know, I am incentivized to drive less because I'm doing pay as you go. And you know, nobody's trying to flog me the joys of a new car. It's becoming popular in lots of different sectors. For example, photocopying. where you buy a photocopying service rather than the photocopier itself. You can buy solvent services for industrial solvents, where the provider will come provide you with the solvent that you need and then recover it and recycle it back. So they're not selling you the solvent, they're selling you the overall service. And even airline engines, Rolls-Royce have started leasing airline engines to its clients as well. And what it does is it breaks that sort of relationship where the provider just wants to make more stuff so they can sell it, and provide that service instead. So it is generally much more sustainable than the purchasing model. And I think it's the future. I'm really enjoying the Car Club.